So what are the best ways to earn money from your YouTube channel this year? What are some of the opportunities in affiliate marketing outside of just Amazon?
They also have to be of some benefit to my viewer. So I always make sure that the company can give me a coupon code.
What are some of the unique and out of the box ways to earn money? All of those topics are the subject matter today in part 2 of my conversation with Mary's Nest.
This all goes back to the viewer. You're always doing everything with their best interest in mind. It's when you put them first is how you wind up making a nice income to help support you and your family.
Now, if you didn't listen to part 1, it was all about starting, about getting your gear right, your laptop, your editing, camera, as well as your mindset. And I highly recommend that. Mary's story is super inspiring. And now in part 2, she's going to be sharing some insights of how she has built a simple to sustain YouTube business that supports her family, and breaking down how she is earning money and from some of the different income streams. And of course, this is unique to Mary's channel. We always recommend you got to figure out the ideal and perfect business model for your niche, your topic. I'm convinced that you're going to get nuggets and insights that apply to everybody listening to this episode of the Think Media podcast. So buckle your seatbelt and let's dive into part 2 of my conversation with Mary's Nest. What are the list of the ways now that creating YouTube content actually earns your family money?
Yes, I have the ads on my YouTube videos, and that produces income. I also have a very active website. That was such a good thing. I didn't see the importance of that in the beginning. And my husband would say, pay attention to the website. You grow just like you're going to grow YouTube. You can embed your videos there, and you can have a nice blog post that'll complement your YouTube video. And initially, I was so overwhelmed, with the videos in the very beginning. But then I really started listening to him, and I said, I'm going to really pay attention to the website. And that has been a very nice source of income because I'm eligible for Mediavine, which is a service that puts ads on your website. And I really like working with them because you can sort of pick and choose. You can tell them what type of ads you want, what type of ads you don't want. And they will work with you to make the experience, again, because it's always about the viewer. And maybe with a website, it's about the reader. And it's always in my mind, I want to make the best experience for them possible. And so you can work with Mediavine to, I don't inundate with like a lot of ads, but enough ads to help bring in income so that I can offset the cost of using WP Engine to make the experience for my readers very nice. And then also to help offset the cost of, I have a very large email list, and it's a verified email list. And I started collecting that back in the beginning, which I learned, through Video Ranking Academy. And that was a delight. My publisher didn't even ask me about that in advance. And when my editor was here, I said, by the way, I have this really nice email list, and it's they're all verified, and I have like a 40% open rate. He's like, really? Yeah, that's great. And so but the Mediavine, and then the AdSense on YouTube. And then I don't do any brand deals. I just have not felt comfortable about them yet. If going forward, I decide, it would have to be only products that I've really used for a long time. And I would need a lot of flexibility from the brand to present it the way I wanted to present it, because I don't want to be heavily controlled, because my viewers expect me to be me. And so I've gotten a lot of offers for brand deals. So if that's something that your listeners are interested in as they build their YouTube channel, I have friends who have small channels and they get offered brand deals. It's really just a matter of what your niche is. But I do have affiliate relationships. Of course, I have Amazon, and that brings in income. But I have a lot of other affiliate relationships, and that are very lucrative. But I set rules for those. And this again goes back to the very beginning and always focusing on my viewer. Every affiliate relationship that I established, I only established with companies whose products I bought on a regular basis and used and felt very strongly about that they would be helpful to my viewers. And I was only willing to do an affiliate relationship if the company was willing to give my viewer a discount coupon code. I don't do, Amazon, it's a little different. I do have some affiliate relationships that give me a discount code that the people can use on Amazon, but Amazon has so many products, that's kind of its own situation. But all of my other affiliate relationships, that was my rule. I'm going to do them, and they do bring me an income, which is wonderful, to help my family, but they also have to be of some benefit to my viewer. And so I always make sure that the company can give me a coupon code. If they can't, then I don't have an affiliate relationship with them.
And what are some examples of the lucrative, just to think outside of the box? And many listeners to this are not going to have a cooking channel per se, but it's inspiring to hear, because sometimes we do think Amazon's the only show in town.
Oh, not at all.
Yeah. So what are just kind of some different types of products or brands that could expand our thinking that you found to be powerful affiliate programs?
Well, this is very interesting. Yes, having a cooking channel, I do have, affiliate relationships with companies that, offer food type products or baking type products or culturing type products. I have all of that. But a seed company reached out to me. Now, I'm not, it's not a direct relationship. However, I do have a kitchen garden, and I do harvest food, and I do home can it. And this seed company, it's Survival Garden Seeds, and they are terrific. And I learned about their seeds because they have a very long shelf life. And when I talk about stocking our prepper pantries, which really, was a very hot topic during 2020 and has continued on. And I said, this is great. This is something that I use. Their seeds are amazing. You can store them for 8 years. And they still sprout. I was laughing because I planted their basil seeds, and every single one sprouted. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I've got to get more potting soil and flower pots. Where am I going to put all this basil? So it wasn't direct with food, but yet it had some connection. I'm not sure if that's exactly what you mean, like looking for brands that may want to have affiliate relationships with you that are not directly related to what you're doing every day on a daily basis. But that really resonated with my viewers. They were so happy when I shared with them about that particular seed company, and the seed company was giving a discount. And so a lot of people were stocking up on those for their pantries as well as gifts. And so it really was a win-win situation.
Yeah, I think what that is kind of an insight that we can apply is, we start before we're ready, and we can start before the entire path is clear. And we also, once we start, again, we start to attract opportunities, because I would imagine mid-journey, some point, you found this seed company or they found you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And on your website, I've seen things like mock milk or something like that.
Mock mill. That's a grain mill.
Okay.
That's a grain mill. Yeah.
And US Wellness Meats.
Oh, yes. And you wanted the names of the companies. Yes. Mock mill is a grain mill, and I store whole grain, and I grind their mill. I grind the grain using their mill. And that I bought that mock mill myself, and I just so fell in love with it. And it's such a terrific grain mill that I contacted them, and I said, I have a YouTube channel, and can you give my viewers a discount coupon code? And they said, sure. And I was so happy because so many of my viewers were looking for a grain mill, and and recommended from someone that they could trust. And they could really trust me because I had purchased that myself and I loved it. And then I was able to offer the coupon code, and it was so cute because for a while Mock Mill would show their top sellers of their grain mills, and I was always at the top, and it would make me very happy that so many of my viewers were so thrilled to be able to find something that would work well. And what I like about Mock Mill is it's very affordable, yet it's a stone grinding grain mill, which that has some significance to people who grind grain, and they were able to get a discount. So that just made me so happy. But yes, US Wellness Meats. And what's nice is when you, I have Mason Tops, the fermentation people, Plan to Eat, which is a meal planner that I like very much because it's based on you just dragging and dropping your own recipes or ones that you find online into a meal planner. So you're not pigeonholed into making things that other people are telling you to make. I don't like meal planners like that. And Breadtopia with all of their, bread baking equipment, Bread Smart, all these different people. But it's one thing that I want to share about affiliate relationships is that, like for US Wellness Meats, for example, they give a very nice discount to my viewers, and they have programs where they will highlight people who are using their products and who have a YouTube channel. And so they had a month where, I think it's cute. I think I'm not a chef, I'm a home cook, but I think they use the terminology like chef of the month. And they had me one month and they interviewed me and shared my recipes. And that helped my YouTube channel, because they linked to my YouTube channel and how to make bone broth. And so how to roast bone marrow, these sort of unusual things, but things that they sell. And when they come across people, whatever niche you're in and with whomever you develop affiliate relationships with, if you're using their products and highlighting them and they're willing to give your viewers a discount, you're helping them so much. And at the same time, you're being able to create an income for yourself. And you get to the point where you develop such a nice relationship with your affiliates. I love the people, I interact with them all the time. I just was emailing one of my affiliates this morning and I was saying, boy, you made me feel like your family. These people, I have such warm relationships with them. So yes, you can have multiple. I think it's very important. Always have multiple streams of income. Have your YouTube income, have your website income, have your affiliate relationship income, I consider Amazon kind of in its separate category, but have your Amazon shop and be straightforward with it. Put the things you put in your shop and the things you link to for your viewers and the things that you talk about in your videos should be things you use and things you think highly of. That I really think helps generate sales on Amazon as opposed to just filling with it. Don't feel you have to just fill it with a lot of stuff. Fill it with things you use and things you share in your videos that you like and that you think well of. All of this, again, this all goes back to the viewer, or in the case of the website, the reader, that you're always doing everything with their best interest in mind. And it's when you put them first is how you wind up making a nice income to help support you and your family.
We're going to get back to the conversation with Mary in just a second, but today's episode is brought to you by VRApodcast.com. If you're serious about starting or growing a YouTube channel this year and you want to learn our 7R system that Mary used to now grow to almost 1 million subscribers and build a very lucrative business for her and her family, then check out VRApodcast.com. On that page, you're going to find a special offer just for Think Media podcast listeners on not just our signature course, Video Raking Academy, but some other cool bonuses that we're including right now as well. So if that's of interest to you, you can click a link in the show notes or just go to VRApodcast.com. And now let's get back into the episode.
I think if you just focus initially on, is this going to make me money? That's not smart. That is such a mistake. Think of what's going to benefit my viewer. And when they trust you and they're things you use, and then they buy them, oh my gosh, the emails I get from my viewers, how happy they are with their grain mill from Mock Mill. So, and so many people wanted to learn how to make bread and how to grind grain and store grain instead of storing flour because grain lasts longer. All these things, it snowballs. And over time, you develop such strong relationships with your affiliates that and it's cute because they're like, now they're saying, oh, will you do brand deals with us? Will you do this? And so down the road, yes, I'll think about that because I've developed a nice relationship where I can really talk with these people. This is not just some big company who's saying, okay, you have to do it like this. That's not me. That's not my viewers. So you have to be true to yourself, but you can definitely through all of these things. And then finally, the fourth option, at least for me, is I formed a membership group on YouTube. Now, I know some people, you have mixed emotions because YouTube does take a big chunk of it, but it is kind of nice. YouTube handles everything and you don't have to deal with credit cards and all of that. And my membership group has been wonderful. I go live in my membership group. I do deep dives in my membership group. And then that's another stream of income. So I think always focusing not just on the ads on YouTube, that's a great place to get started. And Amazon is a great place to get started. But then just keep branching out. Just keep looking for good quality affiliate relationships. Think about membership groups. I know some people do things outside of YouTube, but I'm very much a YouTube girl. So that's why I have my membership, on YouTube as opposed to other sources like Patreon and whatnot. YouTube has been very good to me, and they've really helped me a lot. And taking your course, has allowed me to really I think if your goal on YouTube is to eventually have a silver play button or eventually to have a gold play button, you got to have a little laser beam. Don't spread yourself too thin, especially if your team is just yourself or you and a friend or a family member. Don't spread yourself too thin. If that's your goal, stick with it. I do have Facebook, I do have Instagram, I do have Twitter, but I think the place to really grow and along, with the Video Ranking Academy class, you can do it on YouTube and you can make a very nice income to support you and your family. And yes, there are times it's cyclical. There is a little up and down, but if you're in it for the long haul, you're going to be fine.
Mary, this conversation has been just like your bone broth is rich in nutrients and flavor. It's been rich in wisdom and insights that can benefit all of us as contentpreneurs, entrepreneurs, and content creators. We're going to make this 2 parts. So I'm excited if they'll be coming to the end. The second part on our Think Media podcast, just because you've been adding value for over an hour now. And so just want to acknowledge you and just say, I'm so grateful. You're just doing it right. And your humility that you've maintained on the other side of success, your servant leadership, commitment to continue to put your community first and to have true love for your community. At Think Media, we actually call it our dress code, which is a verse from the book of Colossians where it says, brothers and sisters, clothe yourself in love and compassion and humility and empathy. And you just embody that, like your dress code. It doesn't really matter what we're wearing. What matters most is that inner character and the light and love. You always say sweet friends. As a subscriber, I see your community tab and your Instagram post. It's always sweet friends. And having talked with you, I could feel the energy. And I know everyone has fallen in love with you by the end of this series.
You're fine to say that.
It's just so authentic. It's so real. And then the patience. I think also one of the, of course, big challenges between everybody listening to this and YouTube success is not just learning the skills and not just figuring out the frameworks, but the grit it takes to be thinking this isn't just going to be a 5-minute thing. This is going to take 5 years, but also on the other side of patience and perseverance you're just getting started. I mean, it's wild to think like your book is just coming out, like you're just showing up on some people's radar. Right now, you're a little over 900,000 subscribers, right? You're going to be at 1 million subscribers. There's people who are just discovering you, right?
Mhm,
They don't
mhm.
know you yet, and they didn't know that they wanted to start making sourdough bread and getting healthy and getting better probiotics in their life and all
Yeah.
this kind of stuff from fermented content. So
Mhm.
anyways, I just really acknowledge you, and I'm so grateful you've been a part of our community. You're an inspiration to the whole VRA fam, and of
Oh,
course, to your community. So, of course, linked up in the show notes is all of your links, but just shout out anything you want to promote, or where can people follow you and connect with you?
well, pretty much everybody can follow me on YouTube, and other social media is at Mary's Nest. It's everything's pretty much named the same. And of course, my website, I have a link to my cookbook, the Modern Pioneer Cookbook. It's also available on Amazon and pretty much at all the booksellers, Barnes and Nobles, Walmart, Target. It's really quite something to even see that. But yeah, I have a link on my website to where people can order my cookbook. And no matter where you are in the world, you can order it. They do have international. Random House has the international links also. So that in itself, I'm telling you, Sean, it blows my mind.
No, it's and you've done the work, and you have committed to the process. And I want to encourage listeners, definitely pick up a copy of Mary's book.
Oh,
Eating more natural food in a world full of processed foods, and eating food that is going to give you energy and health and longevity, is actually one of the foundational game changers to sustaining YouTube success as well. Just getting that right, so many of us can benefit from that, and I can't even wait to crack it open, and for Sonia and I to test out some of the recipes we'll discover inside your book. So, Mary's Nest, thank you so much for being a part of the Think Media podcast.
oh, Sean, thank you so much. I've said this to you many times. But it's true. I feel very much a part of your family, and as well as the VRA family. And I can't thank you enough for all that you've done for me. And I look forward to many years of success thanks to you. And I know that all of your listeners and viewers love you as much as I do.
Whenever I talk to Mary, I always get inspired, and I hope you've gotten value out of this 2-part series that we've uploaded on the Think Media podcast. I want to encourage you, make sure you're subscribed, because we have some powerful episodes coming soon wherever you consume the podcast, whether on YouTube or one of the audio platforms. And if this has been of value to you, it would mean the world to me if you rate and review the podcast wherever you listen to it on audio. And if you're over on YouTube, make sure to smash the like button and drop a comment with your aha moment. My name is Sean Cannell, rhymes with YouTube channel, and I can't wait to connect with you in a future episode of the Think Media podcast.